Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all are doing well. Now it's been very flaky last couple weeks as far as streaming goes, and yeah, been super busy with work and other things, and unfortunately streaming was one of those things that got cut a bit. But I'm back, and I have a 1.18.2 version of Exigence 2, and so it's a new world. The some of the mods that were part of the terrain gen and stuff were removed, so ended up needing to create a new world for it anyways. So our old world is, well, it's saved, but I don't know how useful it will be. But yeah. There's some pillagers behind me, and then there's some in front of me too. They're just hanging out, waiting, I guess. I don't have a cow, so I haven't been killing them since I don't have anything for the thing, and I don't want to trigger any raids by going into villages. So I just kind of ignore them and leave them be, and yeah. So assembly line machines is, I think, a new addition. It is somewhat related to Electrodynamics. It's the same developer. Over here this is Electrodynamics. So this is their version of a quarry. And then it's just dumping stuff in here. So, oh, did I get to the... My thing's gone. I had a frame here. Did it go all the way down? Yeah, wall jump is nice for that. So yeah, it's all the way down to bedrock, which means we need to move it. It was just a little test, 3x3. Oh, there's some diamonds in the wall. There's a hole. Climb, climb, climb. This gravel up here at the top in the sand was me filling in the area because it was over ocean. Yeah. And this is the assembly line quarry. They work a bit different. So the assembly line one is faster. It runs on, well, forge energy, so RFs, FEs, whatever. This is RFs, and here is called, they call it FEs, but yeah. So I just have that going in there, and it goes quick, a lot faster than that. But this has, ouch. This has like the fortune and unbreaking you could put, the drill bits, and then there's also a notion of like filtering. Like if you get a void upgrade, then you can filter stuff up here for voiding. So you say, hey, I don't want any of the cobble, that sort of thing. For my little house, I've been trying to do some organization. In a bar, flint should go in there. That can go in there. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. And you go in there then. You can go in there. You're go there. Alright, yeah. So, I mean, this is just more of a development world, so I'm not too worried about the things. But I did want to make sure that quarries were relatively accessible early. This, you do need to get to the 245 or 240 energy here. And this, I think this is an input chest. So if you wanted to keep beating at drill heads, I guess, but the carbide drill heads are, you know, infinite durability, so I don't need that. But yeah, I think I'll remove this because we don't actually need it. So there's the output. And the way these set up is kind of clever. It reminds me a bit of the Buildcraft Quarries ones or whatever, where you put the markers around and then it kind of has the arms that go across and then the drill extends down. It's kind of cool. With this one is a lot more like like a quarry card in an ARF Tools builder, which is still in the pack, but I think might end up, I don't know, this seems a bit easier to work with. But the recipes are not super trivial. Oh, okay, so we can get add-ons for it. All right. Yeah, so this, so steel plates, a diamond pickaxe, and then elite. So either the mechanism or the electrodynamics. So that's super easy to make. And then these, so that's the coolant stuff. There's the motor complex, which you need to kind of get it going. And then this guy is simple. So that's like all the pieces over here. You do have the seismic relay and the markers, which is just amethyst and steel. The relay is more amethyst, steel, and the ultimate. A couple more markers. So it's relatively cheap and easy to make. This is how you do the... so let's do this. Let's just be silly and go all the way over here. All right. Keep going. I didn't have to move that, apparently. All right. This is a fluid pump thing. Testing it out as well. Okay. All right, now we... I think we might have to replace this. Setting up. There we go. Now it gets the arms. Alright, so then we give it a head. Mining has had running, ring found. Okay, good to go. Yeah, so then this guy is just running along. I think there are ways to speed it up. Just kind of reading in the thing, but I don't know actually. Yeah, because there's a book. To the left and right. On the left can be filled with drill heads to resupply. Fill it on the right, yeah. Both need the quarry will use a small amount of power. Yeah, so I think it's pretty much all that is. Just, I mean, this is going to yeah, just remove that for now. And that is I think that's Advent of Ascension that I've got going on there, doing that bit. Tons of stuff here. So yeah, this seems easier to set up and run, but this is probably actually earlier tech than that one is. Although I haven't really gated them behind each other. So like the assembly. I guess this is the book here. So walk through primitives, find the titanium, get the stirring stick, make a fluid bath. You need some silt. You can make bricks with it. Then you can make a grinder with a blade piece, and then you put the three together, you get the blade. You can cook the silt to make pure iron. Alright, so pure iron, stirring stick, and a pure gold dipped blade. And then you can do the steel. Then you go to the crank gauge. Alright, the crank gauge, you make the crankshaft and the crank. Kind of what I'm standing on here is I've got this kinetic fluid mixer plus the crank itself. And so you've got a grinder version, the fluid tank, wooden version, and then the mixer here. So yeah, and then you need whatever fluid you're mixing underneath. And then that is, like you put two things in here, and that's what these things are, not the blend, but this stuff. Yeah, so the redstone and the dust with some lava will make the mystium, and then the mystium you can do things with. Most importantly, throw it back in and get the silt. Or you can, you know, make a tune stuff. Oh, there we go. Alloy crafting. Yeah. And it gets the ingots, and then the ingots you can do to get other stuff. There's dowsing rod you need to use to find what chunks have the fluids in. So the one I had over there, that was some oil. Yeah, so seems straightforward enough. I don't know. I guess there are some electrical stuff. Electric. So we're gonna need some pure gears conduction component, which is a pure steel and some pure iron. And I did change the gears. So in order to make the gears, like, it's easier to see on the other recipes. So like plain iron gear, you can tinkers or multi-servo, or in this version, which I still need to make them both. Yeah, I need to make them the same. You can do it this way or with a compressor. So the gear mold. But now here's the thing. These pure gears you can only do with the assembly line stuff. And I added this version in because this version, I mean, for the copper, it makes 5 gears out of 4, which is a great rate. But you need the mold, and the way that you make the mold is you have a steel gear, a pure steel gear, plus a 2, and then it makes a mold. But the only way to make this was through this, because there was a 3x3 crafting recipe I removed, because I didn't want it that way. So I added this in so you could purify the non-pure version of the gears. So you will have to do this at least once. But once, so you need, I guess this would be this copper one. Yeah, so if you do 4 to 1 gear, and then you take that 1 gear and you make it this, you're only getting 1 gear from 4 ingots. But if you do it this other way, you get 4 ingots makes 5 gears. So you are going to want to do it this way, but it's just, yeah. It was one of those chicken and the egg problems where I needed the gear to get the mold, but you couldn't make it without the mold, so I added this way of doing it. All right. Yeah, so testing out a few things. I think the beginning tech is still going to be, create. Now, Dr. Morg did have some ideas around immersive, the engineering block. Yeah, so we've got this recipe changed already. So you get the iron sheet metal, run it through the machine a few times, the sequence, and you can get the engineering block. We're going to do the same thing with these others. We just haven't yet. So copper and gold with iron. So this will probably be, instead of gold, we'll use electrum and the steel, and then not sure about the copper. Kind of want to make this copper wires or something. I don't know. I might tweak these a bit, but the redstone, yeah. So these are going to change. So making the components of the immersive is going to be a bit more tricky. But I think once you've got some of the things put together, maybe you can do it a little bit easier. I like that kind of way of doing it. Is once you make one, the rest are a little bit easier. I think, yeah, these refroze before it had a chance to get back to them, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is, yeah, so it works. And I just wanted to, is one of these enough? And yeah, it seems to be plenty. I've got an infinite water in here, but you can, pump it out of a infinite source or something to get the water for that. Yeah. What other tweaks? Oh, Project E, we haven't. I haven't decided exactly what the gate is, so right now it's just the default recipes because we're definitely going to negate this. Not sure exactly what sort of thing. We do have the singularities that we could do. We can make more of them. That's a thing. Oh, the advanced generators. I did tweak this a bit. So you're going to need the pure iron gear, which we just saw how to do the irons. And then you need some pure plates. So you're kind of gated behind even starting with that. But you also are going to need this. So you need the superconductive wire plus the vacuum tubes, which means you need to be able to get into this. That's easy though. And that you need steel. So you have to get a little bit started into it first. I think those are default recipes. I think there was a Enderium version I removed. In this, I like the whole advanced ender instead of Enderium, so I got rid of the Enderium version. But this, you still have the Invar and the steel here. That's the same, that's the same. And then this is a little bit harder there. What other did we tweak? I think the... Oh, I thought the capacitors, maybe? I mean, there's that, but I don't know. I mean, the main gate there is the control circuit, and then the turbine blade, as far as that goes. Because this, I mean, any controller is going to need the control circuit. So you're going to have to get that. Did we get hostile? Yeah. That's right, because we use that in our other worlds to kind of feed the coal and stuff into the things. The other thing is, since I was doing some Enigmatica 6 expert, there's a few of the ideas that they had for their recipes that I liked, some that I didn't. So, like, I want to kind of do the good ones and not the ones I don't like. The one thing I did like is not to the extent they had, but the use of the, like, conduits for magic stuff. And then the heart of the sea. So the heart of the sea, you can get that, but in order to get the essence, you have to get the seeds. In order to get the seeds, you have to get the altar. And we're going to tweak this. So I kind of want a conduit being used in the altar, because right now the conduit's really not used for anything other than prefab. I kind of wanted to get some of the gating of that done, but I do want it to be kind of and Dr. Morg has kind of mentioned this, is that he wants it to be more of a late game type situation than early game when it comes to mystical agriculture. So we might have some, like, the prosperity seeds. Prosperity seed. Yeah, because you're going to need these for pretty much all of those. Like maybe that has to be done special. And then the well, the infusion altar and the pedestals will be done special. But then we have Ars Nova, and then we also thought we had we don't have elemental craft. There was another magic one. Oh, occultism. That's one I didn't play with yet. And I did notice that Enigmatic 6 has that, but like I said, I didn't play with it. And it used quite a bit of these like rituals for crafting. So we might make some rituals for doing different things. Will the shards to make the seeds be available? Yeah, I think so. Because I'm not removing the terrain gen, and the quarries as they're going, I think we've got some already. And they're a bit more prevalent in the nether than they are in the overworld. Yeah, we've got 30 already. Because I know that that's useful for Tinker's stuff. And I don't want to make that hard. I like the gates being more technology or crafting related than just not being able to get a resource. I've always liked the idea of resources being easy to get and not what the gate is. So like all the mods that has all the modium, which is super rare, and you're like, I have to go find this and it's annoying. In order to get some of the end game stuff, you have to go on this big long quest and hope you get lucky. And we kind of wanted to encourage some exploration in this pack, but not really require it. And so the idea would be more things like maybe tweak the loot boxes or the loot tables for some of the chests to include some stuff that you might that might be tedious to craft or something. So you can go finding some dungeons and going through dungeons and looting different things to get them, or you could just set up an automation to get it. So you can do it either way. We wanted to reward exploration but not require it. That makes sense. And then you've got the nutrition stuff, which I think I might change the malnourishment levels. I kind of like the idea of it being 0, but I also don't mind it being 1. The thing I don't like is the debuffs. I would much rather have it be only a positive. Like if you do try and balance your nutrients, then you can get some pretty good buffs, but no debuffs for not. So I think that's what I might do, is just tweak these down to 0 so that you're never going to get debuffs. And I think there was something in the let's see if I can find the config file for it. Oh no, that's the client version. I want the. Sorry, I'll show you the things here in a second. All right, so here we've got the server version of the nutritional balance. So I think you just bump these down to 0. Or we could just make the bad effects go away. Malnourished. The number of points to add or subtract. So yeah, I think if we just make it 0, get rid of the debuffs altogether, I think that would be a fine way to do it as well. So there's no like downside. Hey, I didn't invite you guys. Here. Oh, don't hit me. No, get the banner guy. Come here. Come here. Oh, I need to eat my food. Hey, you did that. Aw. Then they got me. All right. I think that was my first death. Oh, I didn't create a thing. We can find out. Statistics. Deaths due to wires? No. Yeah, where does it say deaths? Num deaths, maybe? Number of deaths, 1, yeah. So that was my very first death for me. And I was just trying to cheese the guy so I didn't get the debuff. Because that's the what I don't like that. Oh, because I died, right? And you get in there. You can go there. You go there. Go there. These I think are actually cheated. Nope. Come on. Click. Control click. These have been cheated in actually. Tombstone, soulbound. Okay, I don't need soulbound. Not right now. I will take this over here though. And here, okay. Oh, that's right. We've got both FTB chunks and journey map. We'll do death points. I think I'm going to turn the FTB chunks one off. Yeah, that way we don't have the double waypoints. Bed. Okay, so the gating, let's look at the gating. So to get into immersive, we got, what about these? Redstone acid. I do kind of like the tweak that I did for, was it Simplicity's Not So Simple mode that I still haven't to finish. I need to talk to Jester. I think he's got something else he wants me to work with him on as well. Where you need to use the mixer for that. I am all for that. So can we let's look here. Create. We don't have mixer. Mixing. Okay, and then let me find an example recipe. Create. Mixing. And what is going to be the closest? So maybe the T? Redstone acid. Actually, that's not where I want it. That is what I want, but not where I want it. So ingredients, tags, forge, dust, stone. Is that what it is? So acid. Forge, dust, redstone. Yeah, okay, that is one of them. And then water for the fluid. Fluid, we want water. And we don't need a second fluid. And then it is a bucket of water for 4 redstone, so 250 for 1. That's the same ratio. Okay. And you make, you make, I need immersive. Immersive. There we go. Data. Immersive recipes. Crafting. I guess redstone. Acid. Need to make you pretty. Oh, that gives the, not the, I need the name of the fluid, which means I need acid. I need this guy. Come on. Come on. You. Immersive Engineering : redstone _ acid. Okay. That's not the one I want. Is it underscored? No. Acid, and you make 250. Do you need to be heated? Sure. That requires you to get the blaze. Yeah, alright, so now do I want to engineering? If I move this here, it's going to overwrite the other one. And then we can. All right, so redstone acid. Okay, so that should be good now. So this recipe should disappear since I'm replacing it there, and then it should turn into make the fluid. Am I using the tag version of the fluid? Water. Maybe is the milk fluid tag. Okay, I do want fluid tag water. Or do I? Yeah, I do actually. I do. Fluid tag. Nope. This one. That way you can do like the honey and chocolate sauce or whatever the other water tags are. I'm okay with that. It'd be a little bit silly, but whatever. All right, so let's well, I have to, I don't know if it's a bug with the Cube.js or whatever, but every time I do a reload on the server, it reloads fine, but like the client doesn't sync. And so when you go to open up JEI afterwards, it like just crashes the server. So you end up having to reboot the server anyway. So I've just been rebooting the server every time instead of running /reload. But that's not really a big deal there. Okay, you're still going. Alright, once it gets over here, I think it's gonna start like killing those a bit more aggressively. But then it should kill these guys because they form a layer down. Is this guy? He might actually be done too. Nope, you aren't done yet. Okay. I'm doing pretty good. Great. How are you doing? Boop, boop, boop. And I think I'm full here. Been in school for months? Well, that's usually what happens. You go to school for quite a while, and then you learn a bunch of stuff, and then you're done with school for a bit. And then usually that's like your summer vacation or whatever. But yeah, here in the US, most the schools are either ending in the next couple weeks or have ended this last week or two. Whether that's secondary or college or whatever. There's still a few that have not your... Well, not that they're... Well... Well, I don't know what the traditional... Like, when I went to college, you had semesters. And so your semesters were... You had the spring semester and the fall semester. And the fall went from end of August, beginning of September, depending on your school, all the way through the end of December. And then your spring was January through usually end of May, sometimes into beginning of June, but for the most part they were all done by middle to end of May. But there are some people I know that are doing like a quarter system. So it's like each semester is broken up into like half ones or whatever. No, that's not Buildcraft. It's similar, yes, in look and feel and how it kind of plays. But this is the Electrodynamics Quarry. But yeah, you set it up very similar to the Buildcraft ones, where you've got you get these markers and you mark off your rectangle, and then you stick this next to it, and then the quarry, and then you got to feed it some coolant, and I just infinite water for that, and then you have to give it a motor. Oh, I think this is how you speed it up. At electro speed. There we go. Need more than 3? Oh my goodness! I want to see it go fast. Oh, it's lovely! Oh, how much energy is that using now? Okay, so this, we've got 86 output, 9 kilowatts. And we are losing our stored energy. Okay. Because it says, yeah, it's transferring 86. This is using 128. Oh my goodness, that's why. Okay, you can't go that fast there, Zipper. 16. And you're making 9. And you are using 54. Okay, you're still going down. I might need more solar panels to keep it going that fast. But yeah, I mean this is relatively fast enough, I think. Yeah, that's satisfyingly fast enough. But yeah, that's super fast. That was epic. I know, yeah, you're a big fan of that skyblock stuff. All right, so let's see how many wire. Let's just go super good. All right, so let's get highly insulated ones because none of this crap. All right, and you. All right, and then we need solar. Boop. Apparently I got one thrown on the floor over here. Okay. All right. All right, now you are still going down. All right. Solar panels go Bert, yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, let's put you in there and you in there. Now are you still going down or are you going up? Up slowly. Okay, well that's enough then. I do want to make more though. 3. Oh, these don't stack. Ow. If there was something on the hill over there. Okay, yeah, now we're going up very nicely. Alright, can I do that? Still going up. What about that? Going down now. Alright, so 4, I can keep up with 4. So that's 6 blocks per, or ticks per block. That goes pretty cool. Alright, let's look at this. Yeah, okay, so let's do iron chests. Let's upgrade you, you, and you. Okay. And I could get more power if I do the nuclear stuff. I just don't know if I want to do the nuclear stuff. Right. All right, that was kind of fun. Not nighttime yet. Getting nighttime. Okay, so let's look at the code again. Immersive. Oh, that's right. I did add those in. Sheet metal. That's right. We're making it more expensive. I think we want to do the other sheet metals as well. And then there was, I think it did. Yeah. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to make a custom item for the transitional stuff. I would love to do that. Is it blood moon? Don't like blood moons. I can't sleep the night away. Okay. Immersive Engineering. And this is the. I think I do, and I need to look up. Maybe that's what I can do. Let's look up how. Wait, did I kill my thing already? No, I had it on multi-MC. That's right. Where's multi-MC? Documents, multi-MC. There we go. Enigmatic expert. Vue.js. Link assets. Item. Yeah, these partial bricks. So these had these guys. So made with block bench. Oh, maybe I'll do that. What is block bench? Anyone ever use block bench? Block bench. Block bench comes with a powerful animation editor. A low poly 3D model editor. Who's using Blockbench? Mojang. Nox Crew, Cyclone, Everbloom Games, Spark Universe, Orville Studios, Game Mode 1, and many more. Alright. Okay, so I could create my own. Well, I think the model, I want it to be just a straight block. So I don't know if I need to do the whole partial type of thing. What I got here? Models, textures. Yeah, incomplete. I want it. Yeah. This is partial. Do they have partial? No, they don't have a texture for partial. Where do they? Is it block? No. Yeah. Anyways. Let's get back to what we're doing here. All right. So let's plan out some stuff here. Actually, let's go up to the second floor here because it's pretty much empty. And then we can get some crafting stations. Okay, so what do we want to put in it? So for the redstone engineering, you start with, well, here, let's just do, you start with that, and then iron sheet metal, iron sheet metal. Alright, so that, and then redstone, copper. Alright, so for this component, okay, so the redstone is the component. The copper, this is kind of the extra thing that was added in. Is there an extra redstone something or other? I mean, we could do redstone torch. Increases horse speed. Huh, fun. Redstone torch. Don't know if I want to do redstone block. Redstone ingot. You need a deployer for that. Yeah, let's do a torch. Alright, so redstone, redstone, redstone torch, and then a copper. Do I want to do copper wire or just a copper ingot? I kind of think just an ingot. Because I don't think we necessarily want these to be difficult. All right, steel, sheet metal, heavy engineering, steel component, and electrum. Here, do we want electrum wire? Kind of do, actually. So that means these I want copper wire. And I'll make it the tag version so any of these will work as well. What else can be in there? We can put this in there because the light engineering. So this is the recipe we already have. Iron, sheet metal, and it takes iron component. And then gold. I want gold wire. Does. And copper. Or maybe I want to... Can I circuit backplane? I should be able to, yeah. Or I could put one of these circuits in there. And if I do the tag, then you could do this as well, which is gonna be tweaked a bit, but not much. Like I might make some, like a, I don't know. Yeah, let's do circuit. Boop. Basic circuit and basic circuit. So that's either of these guys. Yeah, we could do advance for this one, which would be either of these guys. And that just a redstone torch for that, I think. All right, so let's make sure we get the metallurgic infuser. Let's get an item frame. Boop. All right, so for that, we want furnace, or do we want something different than the furnace? Because the metallurgic infuser will, it's kind of like an alloy thing. So we could mean you need one of these guys. This blast furnace door. I don't know if I like that. Titanium through a wire mill. Elite. Ceramic, which is easy. Yeah, let's do energized alloyer instead of those. And then we'll do, let's do pure iron. And then what was the infuser recipe already? Infuser. Oop. Redstone and osmium. Okay. I will keep the osmium. Yeah. Keep the osmium. And I like the idea of the redstone there. Now these alloys you can't make without the infuser, right? Nah, okay. We could do induction smelter. I like the energized alloy there because it's relatively simple, but it's a bit, yeah. It's more of a minor gate, honestly, because getting to this level isn't that bad. The aluminum you can make with the well, you will be able to make with the thing. I don't think that actually will. Because yeah, it's gonna have the create. I'm gonna at least, well, I'll add in the create stuff, which I guess I should remind myself to. Ooh, sorry. Notes. Add. I think we did most of that already. I think we got that because those queries are actually pretty decent. Or quarries, I guess, not queries. All right. Create mechanical press to make all type of aluminum. Yeah, aluminum. Option. And then that'll clue me in that there's other ones I need to do as well. But yeah, that's just so that yeah, making those are a little bit easier for that. The ceramic plates, I think. I kind of want to do that in the Smasher thing too, but anyways, whatever. And then this guy is just the wire mill, which isn't that bad either. So, yeah. So the hard thing here is actually going to be the pure iron, which is going to be a little tricky, but it's not bad. Yeah, and then once you're in there, you should be able to get the steel casing. Yeah, you need the reinforced alloy ore for that, which is a bit more in the electrodynamics. I remember doing that. Okay, and then so yeah, pure steel plus the machine frame, which needs osmium, pure steel, and quartz glass, which needs a reinforced alloy ore as it is. And then this guy, you're going to need this, which really is not that bad. Okay, pure, this. Wait, okay, we might not be able to get that then. Is how... Oh, that's right, you can do it this way. Yeah, you don't have to have the purifier to get the other ones, but you do need the purifier to do the steel. That's right, okay. So, purifier is still required, just not impossibly required. Boop. Alright, so let's change this recipe. That was this guy. Okay, deploy sheet metal iron component. That's right. Copper ingot. We want forge circuits basic. And I should be able to tag here, right? Forge circuits basic. I thought you could. And then forge wires gold. Forge wires gold. Actually, let's just try that. Let me get my FTP thing. So that's in create, recipe, sequence assembly, create recipes, sequence assembly. Okay. All right, and then let's choose, what else do we have? The purifying. No, okay, those ones I copied already. So it's a redstone acid. Redstone acid, immersive engineering. Boop, boop. Crafting. Yeah. Immersive recipes, crafting. Alright, redstone acid gets moved over. Boom. Alright, perfect. Alrighty, so let's. I need to log off. And then I go over. Yeah. Log into the console thing over here. Tell it to restart. And oh, that reminds me, there's another thing I need to try and figure out too. I don't know if it's server only or client side only or whatever. But when I first join the world, first time you open your inventory, it has a huge lag spike for, I don't know, it seems like 5 to 10 seconds or something like that. Oh dear, I'm not. I have to re-off myself. All right, let me re-off myself. I'll be right back. All right, I'm re-offed. And we're not reloaded yet. I'm just watching the console doing its thing. Doo-doo-doo. Come on. Like just staying put. There it goes. Okay, so it had one more line it added to the log. I know it's still working because it does this. Like it prints a bunch of lines and then it just like stalls there for almost a full minute. And then it prints a bunch more lines and then it stalls for a bit longer. But this one it printed one line and then it stalled again. There we go. Bunch more lines. There's only about 34 seconds it was between that last chunk. Now it's printing some more. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Mm-hmm. Do do do. All right, loading data from Dungeon Crawl. I know this is like the most riveting entertainment you guys have had all night. Just watching the multiplayer screen. I can tell it to refresh for you. It's oh, it says nothing right now. Sometimes it says, oh, it's vanilla, but you can't connect. All right, loaded FTB teams. Loading a bunch of. Oh, it's loading the world now. But yeah, see that way it says it's vanilla. Incompatible vanilla server. All right, should be good now. Boom. Let me switch back over to here. And then this, sometimes this first one like times out. So you have to click in again. And it was little quirks like this that made me not release the server files for Exigence 1. There were so many little quirks with the server that I just wasn't comfortable sending out server files. Someone that wants to do them can do them themselves. See, took too long to log in. You tell it to go again, and then it works. I don't know what the deal is. Coming? Did it again. All right. I think. All right. Let's give it a few seconds to calm down. And go. Is that a setting on the client side? Because it's after 30 seconds, it'll do that. But as far as the server is concerned, it just says, hey, I was told to disconnect. What is going on? I can't log back in. Why not? Because I'm on camera, isn't it? Yeah. Oh my, what is going on here? Okay. I got the little spinny. Does that mean something? Anything? Nope. Is there a server or a config file? What would that be under? We don't have like a random. Well, that's the other thing. Or excavation is not updated to 1.18.2. So I'm gonna have to swap that out. And from looking at it, it doesn't look extremely likely that it will be a 1.18.2 version. Because it's pretty much those that the mod devs that were going to update their mods from 118.1 to 118.2 already did. And the ones that haven't yet, seems like there's not too much interest there. But I mean, I haven't asked Funway Guy or heard directly from him what the deal is. This is annoying. I wonder if I don't have those Cube.js files in the local. I don't have them in the single player world. If I can't get this to log back in, I'm gonna have to do my stream early. That's annoying. I don't like ending stream early. All right, well, let's do this. Let's copy these into single player world. So I need my, hang on just a second here. That is the one running, okay. And I go here. Okay, now I need to find the other file. Not you. Here, let me open the window here. And I come. No, in here. You. Alright, so you. Boop. Copy here. Replace. Okay. Let's minimize these guys so I can see the chat. All right. Let's see if my single player works. It is taking forever to load up now here too. Let me look. Is random tweaks a thing? For 118.2. Plus tweaks. Provide some random tweaks. Random patches, I think that's what I want. Random patches looks like is 116, the latest. Yeah. Do they have requests for, yeah. Bunch of say, can I have a 118 version, please? I need it ported. Can you port it, please? I need it. All right, well. All right. Yeah, so see, this is the lag. I just opened my inventory. This is the lag to open my inventory. And I was gonna profile it. I probably should profile it and see if I can figure out why it's taking forever. All right, there we go. Apparently I need to throw these on the ground. What? Okay. Alright, so engineering. Alright, yeah, so it is working. That's nice. Alright. What was the other one? The redstone acid. Alright, so this I can fill, yeah. And this has a mixer recipe for it. So redstone plus a watery liquid makes redstone acid. And it needs to be heated. Okay, so those recipes are good. So let's finish that. Okay, boop. We'll do heavy, sheet metal, steel. Results. Heavy. And a 10% chance of your input back. Alright, you need to be steel. And you were advanced. And you were electron, I believe. Okay. Redstone. Sheet metal iron is correct. So component iron, it is dust redstone. Tag. Forge. Dust. Stone. And then you get item Minecraft redstone torch. And then you were, I think, a copper wire. You make a make sure that that is RS Engineering. Okay. RS Engineering. All right. So let's copy these guys over. And that is in the sequence assembly. This is named wrong. That way. RS engineering block. All right. Oop. Okay, now I need. Oh wait, am I? Sorry, I did the thing. There. That's what I was. I was typing and didn't realize you guys couldn't see. I apologize. So you come here. You come here. Oop. This is create recipes. Let's create recipes sequence. Okay, boom, boom, copy. All right, so here I should be able to reload. Well, that goes. Let me tell this guy to restart on the server as well. Maybe I'll get lucky and can actually log in. No errors. All right, didn't change my things though. Oh, because I'm still loading. Come on. Can you see anything out there? Oh, there's a bad guy. Oh. Alright, recipe didn't change. Do I have to like re-log? Let me reload this world. Taken forever. Uh-oh. Encoding overloaded. It's probably because I was using the CPU. It said I didn't drop any frames. I don't know if it was laggy for you guys at all. I don't know. Do 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 do. Here it comes. Joining world, loading terrain. Oh, that's right. The lag of opening your inventory. I'd love to pin that down. Figure out if it's something I can fix or if it's just a bug report I can submit. Something. I don't know. Being slow. There we go. Immersive Engineering. Alright, redstone. I guess I didn't clear that one. Oh yeah, okay. So maybe I should just put them in the other spot. Okay. Yeah, because that, did we add that to removed? Removed. Would it be up here? Where's that one we got rid of down here? Oh, right here. Okay. Yeah, we did that one there. All right. You know, could I think just move these guys into immersive crafting? Oop. Yeah, and then it should replace instead of having to add and remove. Yeah. Means I need to do that move on. Yeah. Yep, those are gone. Immersive crafting. And then I could probably do that with control circuit as well. That's generator controller. Recipe. Crafting. Oh, you guys can't see it again. I'm sorry. And then controller. What that is, right? Yeah. Oop. Vector. Okay. Right. Advanced generators, recipes, crafting. And on this guy, advanced generators, recipes, has no crafting. So I'd take the whole folder over there. Boom. Alright, and then you can delete. Is okay, local's gone. Alright. Now well, let me tell you to restart again on the server. Whatever. Keep spanning ring restarts. That's just wonderful. All right. Let's get the. Not that one. This one. All right. So data, events generators, recipes, crafting. Data, events generators, recipes. New folder. Crafting. Copy. Okay. And then immersive. Make sure it's got them here as well. Oh, hang on. All right, how many are in here? 6, and over here there's 7. What is the difference? Oh, redstone acid didn't get copied over. Come on. Copy. There we go. All right. So we shall quit. Server is not done rebooting, so I won't try the server yet. I'm gonna need to get back on the server to see my recipe for the infusion, the metallurgic infuser. I didn't write that down anywhere other than inside the crafting station. Right. Maybe I can give it the 20 seconds or whatever. Gonna need. I'll try it again. It seems like it might have another minute or so. All right, here it comes. Preparing world. Preparing spawn area. And it's gonna try again. No. Have to figure that out. Maybe restarting the client will fix it? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there. But it's only trying for 30 seconds. Come on. Says my encoder's overloaded again. I think it's just because as it's doing something, I was trying to load up the task manager. It is, well, it's running about 40% CPU. It's not terrible. The GPU is running about 25%. There it comes. Yeah, this is definitely on the client side. And then is it going to freak out on the encoding again? All right, that's still there. Immersive Engineering Crafting. Immersive Engineering Crafting. RS Engineering. Oh, because I had underscore block at the end. Well. I forgot to move over my removed script anyways. Alright, well, let's get that done then. Come on. Light engineering. Game. And game. Okay. Let's do reload that and reload that. copy. Delete. Alright, now I need to go server scripts. Copy. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if we can reload. Maybe I can try the Spark profiler thing. So just don't open your inventory before you do the command, and then we'll do the command. All right, single player, open. Now the encoder is going to freak out again. Because why not? Do. Yeah, there's definitely a CPU spike when it's doing that. I don't know if it has to do with streaming at the same time. I don't know. Good question. All right. Spark. Profiler. Only ticks over to do like I think you have to give it a number, don't you? Like 10? Okay. Open my inventory. And watching the task manager, no big spike in anything really. But I mean, the CPU is bouncing. All right. Stop. Uploading results. All right, let me pull this up. Are you sure? Yes. All right, and I'll let you guys see it. Oh, where's my thing? All right. Wait until next tick. Garbage collection. Yeah, this is just waiting. Unsafe.park. Okay, so that's just the waiting. So in here, server tick, entity tick list dot for each. Yeah, not much. So there's garbage collection is being the deal there, I guess. I was at 90. What was using the memory then? That is uh, um can I export flame graph? I like the flame graph thing. That's pretty cool. Forge. Oh, hope that matters. But yeah, a 340 MSPT, that's not good. And a big garbage collection. So I think that's probably all it was, is some garbage collector or something or other. Either that or I got the profile command wrong. All right. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. And that's Electrum. Copper. I like that. We did have a bunch of geese around here somewhere. Oh, they're all hiding over here. Alright, well let me try the server one last time. And then I will actually, did I do the oh yeah, okay, these ones, yeah, these need to be deleted. Boom. All right. So they might have an older version, but we shall see if we can get in. Nope. I can tell on the server because the server is disconnecting before the client says so. Now, if I tell it to restart, launch. Doot, doot, doot. Oh, I forgot to tell it to give me the console. I always forget that. Doot, doot, doot. Is it like not going? Oh, I have 100% CPU. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is what I see. There it comes. Make it big. Yeah, but I'm seeing these CPU spikes here. But then this is about as low as it goes, and I think that's just all the video encoding for OBS. Because if you look over here, yeah, OBS is about 9. This is one of those annoying things that's going to take forever too. My wife is reorganizing stuff in the other room. Probably hear her. Ding. All right, does it work? There it goes. Should at least be able to get our recipe for this one. We can get it written up. Oh, and then here's the another CPU spike. Garbage collection. That's a garbage collector thing. I wonder, because I have it set for 8 gigs of RAM, or I wonder if I bump that up, it would be better or worse for it. I know if you go too high, there's the solar panels go burr. Alright, that's funny. Okay. So let's get this. Alright, so we want mechanism. Metal infuser. Oh, I had it over here. It is called Mechanism Metallurgic Infuser. Okay. So yeah, I would just go right there. So let's grab I need to go Forge. Minecraft instances, Exigence 2, mods, mechanism, data, mechanism, recipes, metallurgic infuser, boom, make it pretty, boop. New file, metallurgic user.json. Put up. Okay. So instead of ingots iron, Nope, we want... Oh, not you. You. We want... ingots, pure iron. Pure iron. Alright, osmium is still an osmium. Furnace gets to be Electrodynamics Energized Alloyer. Electrodynamics Energized Alloyer. Is that correct? Electrodynamics Energized Alloyer without the underscore. Alright, and then dust redstone becomes extended crafting redstone ingot. Does that have a tag? No tag, okay. Item. Extended crafting redstone ingot. Alright, I think that's right. Okay. We're gonna have to well, yeah, I don't want to reboot everything again right now, so we're gonna do that part off camera. But I can transfer the file up, at least. And then do the local version as well. JS data mechanism. Recipes. JS data mechanism. These. Copy. Okay. You have to set those up for that. All right. But I think I'm going to call it here. Let me go stand up on the roof. All right. Boop. There we go. Did my thing stop or is it? I don't know. Anyway, I'll go check on it. But anyways, yeah, thanks for coming by. I do appreciate it. Let me find a stream to raid. I think my list is a bit slim today. It certainly is. I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be a thing. Oh, what does they have recommended for me? Lead answer. I think I've been there before. Maybe somebody I know is hosting somebody in. I just don't know. Let's go here. Let me make sure I'm muted so that I don't get ads blaring in the background for you. I think hopefully the ad goes away soon. 2 seconds on the ad for me. See what he's doing. Looks like he's on multiplayer server, hanging out in what looks like a storage room or something. I don't know. It title says it's the Limitless SMP. Let me copy the thing here. So let's go say hi to AR. Boop. Like I said, he's on Limitless SMP, and let's see what they're up to. So if you want to join me in raid call, I'd very much appreciate it. Grab the little howdy with the O/ at the end, and you can join me in that. And is this being derpy again? It is being derpy again. Okay, well. Once the timer counts down, I can click it. All right, I will see you guys over there. Say hi to him for me. I very much appreciate it.